G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a bloodied gamma gun with 25% faster fire rate and 90% reduced weight. Up until a couple of patches ago, the gamma gun was completely useless, but I'm pleased to announce that in the current patch and in the PTS, which will be a future patch, this thing is actually usable, so that's good. It doesn't answer the question on why exactly the gamma gun exists in this game, because this thing, being built by radiation worshippers in the Commonwealth a couple of centuries later, I don't know. We'll have to leave that one to the lore nerds. But we've got a deep dish on this, which is like a reference to a Flashdance song from the early 2000s. We've got a sharpshooter grip to increase our accuracy a little bit. It's just a little bit of cloth and duct tape wrapped around the thing. But that's going to make you a whole lot more accurate. And a signal repeater makes this automatic. It is automatic, but for some reason the thing is still covered by gunslinger perks. So we're doing 60 and 125. And if we chuck on some of these gorilla perks, I mean gunslinger, we want the gunslinger ones, they're the ones that work. And we've got enough room for bloody mess over here. That's good. Got critical savvy, better criticals. That's probably not super useful considering my apparel. So what I'll do is I'm going to remove better criticals. And yeah, we'll keep critical savvy for guaranteed hits. And we'll go for ricochet, just in case we get shot. You've got that and serendipity to help us out when we're getting shot at by things. And with all those perks added, we get 105. My legendary perks are as so we've got a little bit more sneak attack damage if we have any subsequent follow-up shots. That's good, and they can explode sometimes. It gives you a little bit of a use for tenderizer here, so that's good. That's what the build will be. If you're wondering what I'm wearing, it's that, because you'd be mad not to. Alright, so at Nerd Rage Threshold, my health will be obviously 20%, but even firing this directly at the ground barely does anything. We only lost 1 hit point from that, so, you know, our rads are going to be ticking down, but this baby will keep us safe. Okay, so now we are standing here at Nerd Rage Threshold in our shiny new suit of Hazmat goodness. That means hazardous material, if you were wondering what it means. And now we're doing 195 and 125. Note the radiation damage didn't scale there at all, even with Bloodied, which is, I mean, most of the damage is coming from this anyway. A lot of your enemies in this game are immune to that. Unless you're fighting humans, I guess that applies to PvP as well, then that's largely useless. But that is a solid number. The problem is, though, this thing's only got 8 rounds, potentially making Quad a very strong pick for this thing. Okay, welcome to the Nucleus. Do you remember that one from the Fallout 4 DLC, Far Harbor? That was good. So I've devised a cheap way to switch between the hazmat suit and my regular armor with a simple trick. I call it a keyboard. Look at that. Unreal. Reset. Put it all back. Look at that. I'm a genius, I tell you. It's all mismatched, but, you know, I'm getting my unyielding bonuses now. So that's what they're like with the unyielding stuff, and then, yeah. Not to mention our defense at the moment is that. It's 40 from something. I'm not going to question it. This would be a good use for Scaly Skin, actually, that mutation. But, you know what? We're in too deep now. Got to do it now. Alright, so far so good. Another good pick for the perk loadout here would be, okay, it's very sneaky. Alright, that's really no problem then. Yes, another couple of good picks for this weapon would be having quick hands. That'd be very good because this thing's mag is so limited, which naturally means that the last shot doing more damage perk, that works pretty well as well. So, despite having a gigantic sort of effect for the explosion, there really isn't that much splash damage to speak of. Thank you, Serendipity. Almost got wrecked there. And yes, I'm without my AP regeneration on my unyielding armor too, so scary times. We'll keep on going though. So far, we've managed to be fairly sneaky, which you'd think they'd figure out where I am due to the massive gamma radiation thing I'm throwing around. But yeah, the gamma radiation, these guys aren't affected by it. I could probably, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to see if that changes the thing, but whilst we're here, we can demonstrate that none of these rads are meaning much. See, rads banned. These guys are wearing Ray-Ban sunglasses, which bans the rads from coming in. And that's not a product I endorse either. I just thought I'd make a joke about some fucking apparel. Do you wear those? I wear Oakley's. I endorse Oakley's. They're made in the USA, so they're super good. Just don't ask about where they're getting the cheap labor from, because, you know, they're significantly cheaper than they were a couple of years back, and that could only mean that Biden's been doing something to it. Anyways, let's put the political stuff aside, because I'm about to piss someone off. Let's go back to the Gamma Gun. So it's kind of doing really well. The fire rate on this thing is astonishingly fast, which doesn't really lend well to... It's like an LMG speed, isn't it? Not quite. But it's up there. And it doesn't really lend well to its very small mag size. Well, probably should have stim packed just then. Could use Ghoulish as well. Ghoulish, another pretty good pick for having a weapon like this. And now we're out of Nerd Rage Special. We can cheese that back in a way by eating some of this toxic goo, but that's fine. We'll just keep on trucking in how we're going, and hopefully we can rely a little bit more on stealth next time. Against the ghouls, though, you're probably waiting for that, and there'll be probably some people thinking, ha, you're not going to be doing anything against the ghouls. We shall see, shall we? We're going to see right now, because I am done with this. Honestly, using gamma guns in that place is stupid anyway, because you're either going to have to make Rad Shield to keep you going, which is a hell of a costly thing to actually keep you going. Like, even on the PTS, I'm not going to bother with that. So we're going to slip into something a little bit more comfortable. I think that's everything. Yep. And we're going to try to stay the hell away from all of these ghouls, because this is a very good chance to go very poorly. I can't believe I got these bloody Raider leathers. What are the harness? The harness looks the least ready. Oh, actually, no, I like the road leathers. I think Winter's got a set of shielded road leathers. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of aggro everything like we would normally, but we won't draw them out into the tennis court, because that's a stupid idea. Also, yeah, we can kill ghouls with this thing. I'm sure it's a huge shock. We even got 322 damage on a headshot somehow. The projectiles are so bloody wide, it's actually hard to figure out what exactly you're supposed to be hitting. Sometimes your projectiles will just travel right through your intended target. There we go. Really struggling and wrestling with this ammo capacity right now. That's not cool, dude. Don't do that. We've got the ability to use VATS though. We've got a bunch of AP. I doubt that you actually hit me just then, mate. But unlike regular old explosives, we can't... What the bloody hell? Oh, cool. You can toss corpses with it. That makes it at least amusing, if nothing else. But, yeah, we don't have the dense chest piece to help us out against these explosives now, because they cast those bad rad damage. Nice. We're really sending these guys into space. I'm really liking this. I'm really being burned by this thing's terrible ammo capacity, so much so that I am going to change it here. I'm over being caught in this reload animation, which seemingly takes forever. So, faster reload gamma gun, that's a strong pick right there. I'm going to go run right into the fray here. Not a huge deal if we get deaded, but I think if I had better armor, I think this would be going a little bit more smoothly and not being one-shotted by bloody gangrenous ghouls. That probably helps a lot too. Alright, there's the fatty over there. He's coming at me. Alright, cool. You might see a tiny little bit of jump up in their health. See, look at that. Compared to the healing that they get from the radiation, the damage this thing actually deals just kind of smashes them. So what have I got? I've got 2 heavy combat armor arms and a thing. I think that's a marine chest, and then 2 light leather legs. I need to get rid of those. I think I got replacements somewhere else on other characters that I can just give away without having them lose anything. Oh, thank you, Serendipity. That nerd rage fuel, that radiation. And looks like you can fire the gamma rounds through this, which is a nice little thing. Alright, 3 bullets left. Can I make a kill with it? Nope. Because we locked onto a 0% thing. The game, if they're blocked by blades of grass, the game will say, no, bro, you can't target that. But sometimes the game will let you just full mag dump a 0% target. A-OK. Like we're rookies in XCOM, man. Well, this could have gone better. Honestly, I'm not really seeing the appeal of gamma guns right now. Maybe there's a time and place for it, like in PvP, but I've got better things to do than to duel with players who use hacked weaponry. Encountered some of that the other day. Unbeatable. Couldn't do anything. Especially since full mag dumping them, you know, did nothing. Maybe they were quantum spamming. Alright, let's keep going, eh? Load a fresh magazine here. And then we'll snipe at them. There we go. We got ourselves a proc of quick hands there. That's, what is it, 16%, is it? Whoops, I just dropped the gun. I meant to press the perk button just to verify it. Never mind, we got a full mag now. It was technically faster than reloading, I suppose. Also, I heard some dogs barking. So, if we can stay back from our enemies, obviously not really an option at the ghoul place or the super mutant place. Obviously, you'd want to switch to something else in that situation. But this thing seems to be fairly accurate, even back here. And I dare say that we get a full boost of accuracy. 44. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this thing, it's rated as a semi-automatic weapon, both in perks and also in concentrated fire functionality. That means it's good for PvP that ain't stealth boy nonsense. I've thrown on an outfit because I didn't like the look of my armor. Honestly, need to replace that as soon as bloody possible. There's the crab dude thing. If I get any little bit of damage over time on me, I am dead. So, let's not make that happen. Alright, so we've got slow projectiles as well, which is problematic. You kind of got to go all that's or all nothing, really, because the weapon don't like you doing much else. Come on, give me that lock on. Oof, we're a bit close there. Glad we didn't take up any of that damage. There's another king. Concentrated fire just belts him. That's kind of like what it was back in the day when we used to speed kill queens, right? You'd start off with like a roughy number, and then by the fourth shot, you had an extra 80% chance, so you weren't gonna miss. That was good. The good old days, actually. Now I'm having fun in Fallout 76 again, so, you know, come full circle. Now all the crabs, what they need to do to avoid my constant VATS wrath is, oh god. Alright, so that mirelurk queen just said nope to all my gamma rounds. Whoops, that's some damage over time. Why don't you go eat the crackheads that are shooting at you? Holy shit, this reload is actually killing me. Hopefully not literally, but we'll see in a second. I need some cover here instead of, like, ground. Maybe break the thing's pathing. Go back into caution, that'd be unreal. Not happening. There we go. We got kind of lucky. I think we got 2 procs in a row of quick hands there. Well, hopefully it'll do better against Scorch Beast because I am not seeing the appeal at the moment. Yeah, the damage is good, but I'd rather use a Crusader pistol. Now, in retrospect, what I probably should have done is got my health under Nerd Rage threshold, then went to just a rad decon shower, and then just cleared all the rads out, so I'm left with just the 20% health bar. And obviously there's nothing to gate the health to make sure I get the damage all the time, but I think it's better than self-irradiation. And yes, radiation can hurt robots. Elephant's Foot, the big nuclear reactor meltdown thing, it's like the molten metal of a nuclear reactor. It's so radioactive that they had to set up. They went in to look with it for a drone, and the drone got eaten by the radiation. It just messed up all the circuitry. So that's totally valid, and I won't hear a word otherwise. It's more valid than the weapon existing in the game. Grim Reaper Sprint would be great right now. It does eat up the AP a little bit. Is that insult bot coming in? No, that's just a random Protectron. So yeah, whenever you see the little halo of energy that the gamma gun blasts just kind of glitching above the enemy, that just means that the projectile hasn't made it yet. That's basically the same as firing a fat man at the ground, at a ground target missing, and then just the nuke goes missing. It goes into the shadow realm. It's the same sort of thing, right? But you know, as soon as we opened up the range a little bit, got a little bit of helpful defense about us, then we're good. But we're just being killed by the slow-ass reload speed, the tiniest magazine in existence. A little tiny magazine. You can't get a whole lot of killing done with this. Like, ever. Most of the time you'll be pausing for reloads, which kind of sucks. Right, we'll go for a torso shot here, full auto it. And that's half health. We got a dense chest piece, so he can't do much with his blast of sonic breath. It's good. It's a nice hard counter. I do rather like that. Now, what I should be doing instead of targeting the torso like a dumbass is targeting the head and just letting concentrate fire do its thing. So, you know, we're learning about the weapon as we go along, but just because we can snipe things from all the way back here, I suspect that part is just busted. You notice how I got the crit up after those projectiles landed, so a little bit like the alien blaster the other day, the hit doesn't count in terms of how it builds onto a crit until the bullets actually get there. See? That's been happening in the background of the videos. So there you have it, Bloodied Firerate thing. It's Gamma Gun. Honestly, I don't see the appeal. I probably won't be using these like anywhere. I just don't see why they're a good idea at all. You could potentially say, okay, I've got what rads, and then maybe a vampire's variant of this, and a hazmat suit or something, you know, to clear out all the rads. But the thing just doesn't have enough sustained DPS. It's got a lot of good burst DPS with the magazine of 8, but you need something a little bit more substantial. I would probably unironically take a quad over this because you get, what, 32 bullets in a whole thing, and you've got enough damage here. The damage is not really that terrible. And I think it actually lended well to the weapon because you could actually get a few kills with such a small mag. But if you were doing an anti-armor one, you probably wouldn't see it as this effective as it was. And even that was pretty unsatisfactory. But, you know, I'm open to suggestions about how to use this. I can't conceivably think of much else to actually make this work better. But if you're experienced with gamma guns and I'm doing something wrong that I need to change, call me a fuckwit and explain why. Thank you very much for watching, guys.